Now, as we know, every year Call of Duty gets celebrities in their zombies maps, so already we've had Jeff Goldblum and the likes of, but the big question on everyone's lips is who's going to be the celebrity cameos in Black Ops 4? So as I said, every year we have at least one zombies map where we have a full celebrity cast that don't necessarily always play themselves, but they're always voiced and mocap by them. So some of the ones we've had in the past are people like Ron Perlman, David Hasselhoff, Jeff Goldblum, David Tennant more recently in World War II, and even Michael Rooker and Machete in Call of the Dead. So it really makes you wonder when you've had such big names as David Tennant and David Hasselhoff in your game, makes you wonder who they're going to bring in next time to bring the fans back into zombies and to make that new map just that extra bit fun. Now on my little piece of paper in front of me, I actually have 4 celebrities that I would love to see in any zombies map, whether it's all together or just as little cameos. And the first one is Ryan Reynolds. Now, not only does he play Deadpool, but he also has an incredible sense of humour, which basically makes him Wade Wilson. And I think just because of all the badass things that he could do and the funny lines that he could say, I think it would definitely be worth putting him in a map just because he could bounce off of the environment and even off the scenario. You know, he could pretend to be really scared or like be really sarcastic and really connect with people, and also bounce off the other people that I've got lined up in my fantasy zombie group. Now the second person I have on my list is the man, the mountain himself, The Rock Johnson, Dwayne. I think that having him in a map would be absolutely hilarious, just because you always have that stereotypical henchman in the group that I can do anything, the alpha male. And I think because he also has that side to him, but he also has the soft, tender side, I think it'd be absolutely hilarious to put him in a map, fighting zombies. Seeing him do that would be absolutely phenomenal. And also being side by side by Ryan Reynolds, giving him someone to bounce off, because The Rock bounced off people like Kevin Hart very well, like comedians. And because Ryan Reynolds has that kind of sense of humour, I think they could do some interesting quotes in that. Plus, it would be funny to see these two try to put their heads together to solve the conundrum that is a Call of Duty Zombies Easter egg together. I don't think they'd get very far, but I think it'd be wicked to have The Rock in a zombies map. Now, the third person I've chosen is someone very close home, that's Simon Pegg. He's one of my favourite actors, and he's British, obviously, and obviously he was in the film Shaun of the Dead. He also had a cameo in one of the George Romero films where he was a zombie. But I think just because of the way he acted in Shaun of the Dead, it would be funny to see that kind of Shaun character put into zombies, because that film is hilarious. That film is phenomenal. That's the kind of way everyone thinks they won't go about the zombie apocalypse, but if it did happen, that's how they would do it. So I think it'd be funny to put Simon Pegg in a zombies map and even have him have like a special melee weapon where it's a cricket bat or something like that, or a shovel like Shaun of the Dead. And again, he wouldn't really fit in with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, because obviously they're both American, they have very different styles for Simon Pegg, but I think if they made them play characters, they could make it work. Even if Simon Pegg was still playing Shaun from Shaun of the Dead, they could try and link that in a little bit. But I think those three together would be amazing and could bounce the hell off each other. And my final person is the badass Black Widow herself, Scarlett Johansson. And I don't really need to say any more, because Black Widow pretty much sums it up. She is portrayed as this wicked, not only in the Avengers, but in films like Lucy, that this wicked woman who can take on anyone, who can fight like a man and who can kill. And I think having her in the map with these three would be absolutely great, because they could play it as if like Ryan Reynolds, The Rock and Simon Pegg were all really scared, and Scarlett's one that has to like get them all together and snap them all out of it and say, okay, I'm the leader now, and take that alpha male role from The Rock. And I think that would be really funny to see. But she's a really cool chick, she plays some really cool roles, and I think seeing her in the middle of a zombie apocalypse would be absolutely hilarious, especially with these three people. Now, aside from speculation and fantasy picks, we actually have no idea who's going to be our celebrity cameos in Black Ops 4, and even if we are going to get any, and if we do, whether they're going to be in the launch map like they were in Shadows of Evil, whether they're going to be in the third DLC map like in Black Ops 2 for Mob of the Dead, or even if they're going to be in there at all. So right now all we have are fantasy lists and speculation of who they've hired before, so I really don't know what to say for who they're going to get in, but hopefully it's some of my fantasy picks, and if it is, I called. So who would you like to see in Black Ops 4 as your celebrity cameo for your celebrity map? Feel free to leave a comment down below saying who you would like. Feel free to start making a list down there. If you did like the video, feel free to leave a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. Other than that, I've been GeneralGerbil. Peace out.